Are you ready to dive into the world of classic cars on a budget? Well, hold on to your steering wheel because we've got some enlightening news for you. While those mega-dollar muscle cars from the 60s and 70s might seem like the ultimate dream, they're not the only classic cars out there worth investing in. In this video, we'll introduce you to 10 unmodified classic cars that you can snag for under $50,000. These babies are mostly original and in good condition, just like they rolled off the factory floor back in the day and ready for some good old-fashioned cruising. Plus, we'll give you an idea what these cars could be worth in the future so you can watch your investment's value grow. The cars we're featuring are listed in ascending order based on expected investment return in 5 years' time. So rev up your engines and let's get started on finding you that perfect retro ride. While the Mustang might have been Ford's cool kid in the late 1960s and early 1970s, the Ford Torino was also making waves with its hot 429 cubic inch jet series of engines. You could choose between 3 levels of power: the 360 horsepower Thunderjet, the 370 horsepower Cobra jet, or the ultimate, the 375 horsepower Super Cobra jet, available in either the Torino Cobra or the GT. You could pick up a good condition Torino GT or Cobra with either the Thunderjet or Cobra Jet 429 for around $34,000 today. If you're really lucky and have the patience of a saint, you might just be able to find one with that rare Super Cobra Jet engine for under $50K. Talk about a steal. And get this, prices for these bad boys are only expected to rise, with experts predicting a 21% increase over the next 5 years. Now that's what we call a solid investment that you can also drive around. The Plymouth Cuda, with its snazzy shortened name, was the Barracuda's cool older athletic brother. Restyled and moved over to the E-body platform for the 1970 model year, Mopar had you covered by offering a wide range of engine choices from the 340 cubic inch V8 all the way up to the mighty 426 Hemi Legend. While a Hemi Cuda will cost you way more than $50,000 these days, you can snag one with the 330 horsepower 383 under the hood and under our budget cap at an average price of around $45,000. These desirable classics have been increasing in value by 27% over the last 5 years, so your $45,000 investment could easily turn into $57,000 or more in the near future for this early 1970s muscle car with mojo that never goes out of style. The first-generation Pontiac Firebird enjoyed a 3-year run from 1967 through 1969. Along the way, it received performance and engine upgrades that climaxed with the release of the Trans Am version late in 1969. The Firebird was a youthfully styled pony car that could be had in base trim all the way up to the Firebird 400 trim that got you the 400 cubic inch HO engine, clocking in at 335 horsepower. Pontiac hit a home run with this car, and it still hits all the right spots whether you're eyeballing it or cruising in it. The Firebird 400 is still relatively affordable, needing about $40,000 to put one in your garage and light up your life. Investment-wise, it seems like a good choice. The 400 is expected to increase in value by about 34% over the next 5 years. The Pontiac Firebird 400. Fun and exciting and prudent, all wrapped up in one. The 1969 Plymouth Roadrunner was a powerhouse, like a thunderbolt from the gods of muscle cars, seemingly teleporting its pilot down the quarter mile with an arsenal of V8 engine choices, including the 383, the 440, and the king, the 426 Hemi. All original Hemi and 440 Roadrunners are untouchable for under $50,000, But your ticket to sub 50K Roadrunner Valhalla is to find one with the 383 engine. They look good, sound cool, and are lighter than their larger motor bros. What more could you want? For around $40,000, you can slide into a 383 powered Roadrunner with that unmistakable beep beep horn sound. Stick together with your Roadrunner for 5 years, and it could be worth around $55,000, an increase of 37%. Not bad for an investment you can cruise around in. The 1969 Dodge Dart offered a full range of trim levels and body styles, from the family-oriented sedan to the GT with a buffet of engine choices, from a 170 cubic inch 6-cylinder all the way up to the mighty M-Code 440 cubic inch V8. The car only weighed in at around 3,300 pounds, so V8 power was a potent performance enhancer for this ride that gave it that shove it needed for stoplight drag racing duels. Good condition 383 and 440 engine versions of this car are beyond our $50,000 budget threshold, but the high-winding 340 is still obtainable while staying within our purchase price constraints. For about $43,000, you can journey back to 1969 and ease into the muscular no-nonsense style Dart GTS, Swinger, or GT with the 340. Stay with your Dart 340 for 5 years and it could be worth around $62,000, an increase of 44%. That's more than just an awesome return on investment, it's a return to the glory days of American muscle cars. AMC was definitely a strong player in the pony car segment in the later 1960s and early 1970s with its two-seat performance-oriented AMX models. It played in the same competitive space as the Mustang, Camaro, Firebird, and Barracuda. Some folks like this car more than those from the other manufacturers because of its uniqueness and rarity. Not many survive these days, but they do occasionally come up for sale. A good candidate for purchase consideration is the 1969 AMX with the 390 cubic inch engine and the Go package that includes performance and styling upgrades. Look at paying around $34,000 for one in great condition that's ready to show and drive with an expected appreciation factor of 48% over the next 5 years. Be a contrarian. Get the AMX. Our list would be shameful without the presence of a Mustang, and here it is, the 1969 Mustang Mach 1. In our opinion, one of the best and most aggressive-looking versions of the Mustang ever. With scoops, spoilers, stripes, and louvers, this muscle car superhero dressed the part and backed it up with a plethora of engine choice superpowers including the 351, 390, and 428 cubic inch Cobra jet with the Ram Air Shaker hood scoop. Scoop up a Mach 1 for yourself today for around $45,000 for the 351 cubic inch version that offers plenty of Mustang mojo and muscle car grunt that ticks all the retro cool boxes. How much could it be worth in 5 years? Around $67,000 if the current price trajectory remains intact, to net you a cool, fast, and fun investment in this choice classic car legend. Feast your eyes on this commonly overlooked classic muscle car, the 1970 Buick GS with the Stage 1 455 cubic inch V8. The GS was considered a high-class, go-fast ride of its time with its upscale looks and premium interior. In 1970, the GS benefited from GM's quashing of its ban on putting 400-plus cubic inch engines into its intermediate-bodied cars. And Buick took full advantage of its newfound freedom by offering the highest torque-rated engines of any midsize GM car at 510 pound-feet of torque from its conservatively rated 350 horsepower 455 cubic inch Stage 1 engine. To get into the Buick GS 455 Stage 1 game these days, it would cost around $46,000 for a good condition example of this Flint, Michigan-born ground pounder. With an expected 51% rise in value over the next 5 years, when it could be worth as much as $70,000 by then. The iconic Camaro makes an appearance on our list, and yes, you can still find a first-generation version that's relatively affordable. 1969 was the last year for the first generation of this storied F-bodied pony car that also included the Holy Grail ZL1 with a 427 cubic inch engine. You could get the Camaro in basic trim, a Z28 trim, and with the SS Performance package that came with either the 350 cubic inch or 396 cubic inch V8. The car that we're focusing on that comes in under $50,000 is the SS type with a 350 cubic inch L48 engine rated at 300 horsepower. With its deep-set front grille, headlamps, and aggressive styling perched on wide SS rally wheels and rubber, the SS set the tone for what a late 1960s pony car should be. You can slide into the driver's seat of one of these for around $40,000 with an expected value elevation of 59% over the next 5 years, where, if you can stand apart with it, would go for around $64,000. Who said investing had to be boring? Chevrolet crafted a muscle car powerhouse in the 1970 Chevelle SS, the apex of performance, styling, and horsepower for the brand. 1970 saw a styling upgrade featuring a new grille, hood, front and rear bumper, and front fenders that was pure perfection. It was a new car for a new decade with aggressive styling to match its wicked attitude. Chevrolet just couldn't leave the SS as an all-show no-go mobile, no sir. They backed up its looks with a choice of power plants between a 396 cubic inch unit or a 454 cubic inch unit. The one that we're looking at today that fits within our budget is the SS 396 L34 version with 350 horsepower on tap. You can get into one for around $48,000 these days with the cowl induction hood and SS stripes. Hold on to it for a few years, and it could escalate in value by about 69% to around $81,000. Yowza, that's some serious kablingy for this muscle car superstar dream machine that they're definitely not making anymore. Here's how the 11 cars on our list stacked up in terms of potential value increase over 5 years' time. We're not saying these figures are bang on because no one can predict the future, but they were derived using historical transaction prices and could provide good guidance for classic car purchase consideration. That's it for now. As always, thanks for watching and for your continued support of our channel. Please remember to like and share this video and to subscribe to this channel.